people! Welcome back! And did you know that tourists' #1 interest when visiting Japan is in trying the Japanese food? It makes sense because there are so many delicious and well-known dishes to try. However, when I came to Japan, it wasn't one of my main interests or priorities. Of course, I was excited to try the food, but I didn't foresee it being one of the most important or exciting parts of my trip. If you saw some of my past videos, you might know that I'm currently doing a homestay, and I'm also vegetarian. So when I was filling out that application, I wanted to make sure I wasn't inconveniencing my host family, you know, because we eat meals together. And of course, I didn't expect them to be making special meals just for me if they were eating something with meat or fish. So I figured I'd probably be picking around some things. You know, I didn't expect to be like catered to or anything like that. However, the situation has just been so unexpected and phenomenal because my host mom, she actually owns her own cafe restaurant and has hired a professional chef to work there. And we go there for dinner every night. And this chef has always been willing to make me the most delicious vegetarian dinners, and my host mom makes me delicious vegetarian breakfasts. So it's really been absolutely phenomenal, and food has become one of the very exciting parts of my trip. And I'm so grateful for how lucky and fortunate I've gotten to try all of this delicious homemade vegetarian Japanese food, and that's why I'm so excited to share this video with you. So without further ado, let's get to it. What I eat in a week as a student studying abroad in Japan. Let's go! For breakfast, my host mom made us tofu vegetable miso soup with rice, with sides of eggs, salad, and fruit, and she even cut the apple to look like a little bunny, which was super cute. It was a great breakfast. And then for lunch, I didn't have much time between classes, so I just went to the konbini or convenience store and I bought some ramen and some onigiri, which is like rice with vegetables or meat inside wrapped in seaweed, and I ate that while I reviewed for my next class. And then later on in my afternoon class, the professor brought us some snacks, so we had those. And then later, as usual, I went to my host mom's cafe for dinner and had this phenomenal yakisoba noodle with cabbage dish, some rice, some soup, salad, eggs, and a side of potato salad, taro and carrot salad, and eggplant with brown sauce. All in all, it was delicious, and I had it with green tea like I usually have with dinner. Then we even had dessert, which was matcha and rose mochi. For breakfast, we had rice, soup, that little egg and vegetable dish in the plastic pot, a slice of sweet cheese, and oranges, peaches, and salad. Then for lunch, I again didn't have much time, so I just went to the konbini and bought these curry noodles and an onigiri. The curry noodles were not very good and honestly just made me want some real curry. Did you know that onigiri is kind of hard to open? It's wrapped in a special way so that the seaweed does not touch the rice because that would make it soggy. So there's a special way you open it so that you don't have to completely deconstruct it. However, at first when I got to Japan, I was definitely completely deconstructing them and then reconstructing them because I guess I didn't read the directions. So I'm a little embarrassed to say that it took me about 8 onigiri to learn how to open them right, but I did. Then for dinner at the cafe, I had fried rice, I had an egg inside of tofu, I had salad, and then sides of vegetables, broccoli slaw, and then samjang, which is a Korean sauce that I mentioned that I really like. That's the red sauce that I mixed in with the rice. And then for dessert, we had this hot, sweet mochi dish, which was also very delicious. For breakfast, we had rice, tofu vegetable miso soup, and then the white stuff is yuba, a Japanese superfood made of tofu. We also had eggs, fruit, salad, and eggplant with brown sauce. Then I didn't have school today, so I had some food from the supermarket for lunch. I just had some fruit and cereal with milk while I did some homework to prepare for the next day. Then for dinner at my host mom's cafe, the chef so kindly made my absolute favorite Japanese food, which is curry rice with spinach, scrambled egg, and cheese, along with some salad, some soup, and then sides of vegetables and seaweed. It was very cold, so I also had hot green tea instead of cold green tea. And I'm so thankful to the chef for making this for me. That was so kind and it was so delicious, especially on that cold, cold day. For breakfast, I had 2 vegetable onigiri, tofu vegetable miso soup, an egg, salad, and fruit. As you can see, these onigiri actually don't have the nori or the seaweed wrapped around them, but my host mom had separately some sheets of nori, so we ate that with the onigiri. Then my classes ended earlier than usual today, so I had time to go to my favorite restaurant, second favorite restaurant of course, after the cafe, which is Koko Ichibana, a well-known curry restaurant in Japan. If you ever go to Japan and you like curry at all, you should definitely come here. The menu is really convenient and allows you to easily choose your type of curry, amount of rice, any different toppings or mix-ins, as well as your level of sweetness and spiciness. Of course, I got my usual vegetarian curry with spinach, cheese, and scrambled eggs. It was definitely a big portion, but I was hungry and I loved this meal, so I definitely ate it all, and it was a wonderful midday break. I absolutely love this restaurant. However, at about $8 to $11, it's more expensive than other lunches that I typically buy in Japan. So I don't have it every day, but I have been having it as a treat about once per week. After lunch, I went to the nearby cat cafe. I personally love cats, I adore them, and I also miss my own cats so much, so I love coming here sometimes. I loved this experience so much that I'm actually going to be putting out a video soon just about going to the cat cafe. So if you're interested in cats or cat cafes, feel free to subscribe and watch out for my upcoming cat cafe video. For dinner, we changed things up and I went with my host mom and her friend to a ramen restaurant which is famous in Nagoya. Before coming to Japan, I wasn't a big fan of ramen actually, but since coming, I love it. So I had this delicious vegetarian ramen as well as some fried rice which we all shared. Later, while doing some homework, I had these plum potato chips that my host mom gave me. I definitely recommend plum potato chips. I started the day with this beautiful breakfast of soup, rice, salad, fruit, sesame tofu, vegetables, and tamago, which is like rolled egg. And then in between classes during my 15-minute break, I was really hungry for some reason, and so even though it was snowing, I quickly went to the nearby convenience store where I bought a coffee because I was also sleepy, and I bought an onigiri and quickly took them back to class with me. We're actually not allowed to eat in Japanese class, so I quickly ate it during the walk back to my class. Then for lunch, I wanted something warm, so I decided to try going to the university's cafeteria, which has options that change every day as well as options that are offered every day. I decided to get one of the options that's offered every day, which is curry and rice, and I was really hungry today, so I decided to get the big curry and rice. It was definitely a big serving of curry, and I added some different spices and sauces that they had in the cafeteria. However, it wasn't as good as the curry in my host mom's cafe or at Koko Ichibana, but it got the job done on this cold day. And then for dinner, I had this beautiful, beautiful dinner of tempura vegetables with soy sauce, rice, soup, salad, potatoes, tofu with sesame sauce, and then sides of seaweed and vegetables. It was so much fun and so beautiful, this dinner. For breakfast, we had salad, fruits, sweet soup, an egg, and also toast with cream cheese and strawberry jam. For lunch, I went to the nearby grocery store and bought this egg salad sandwich. I was never a fan of egg salad sandwiches before coming to Japan. However, these are really good. They're made on this fluffy white milk bread, which is ubiquitous throughout Japan, and they're only about $1.50. However, rather than eating them plain, I really like them with lettuce, so I also bought some lettuce, which was like less than 50 cents, I think, for this little lettuce. And I added some lettuce and also Caesar salad dressing to make this delicious, soft, fluffy sandwich. I never would have thought that I'd be eating egg salad sandwiches in Japan, but it turns out, on this bread at least, really good. And I also had this little tiny yogurt drink and an orange. Then for dinner, I had fried rice with a side of samjang and a side of seaweed flakes, which I love, as well as some agadashi tofu with vegetables. Agadashi tofu is fried tofu. I also had a side of salad, egg and broccoli salad. The thing on the stick is konjac, and also a very small side of noodles. For breakfast, I had tofu vegetable miso soup, rice, bean sprouts, tofu with shredded nori and soy sauce, and also salad and fruit. It was delicious as well as beautiful. And then for lunch, from the grocery store, I got this vegetarian platter. These little tofu boxes are actually rice wrapped in tofu skin, which I love, and also 2 slices of ehomaki, which is like a thick type of sushi. Mine had egg as well as tofu and vegetables in it. I also ate it with a little bit of soy sauce. Then for dinner, I had this delicious vegetable bechamel with pasta in it, as well as salad and some sides of vegetables, and a little side of yogurt with strawberry on it. This meal was delicious. However, I think it was the only meal this week I couldn't quite finish because it was so rich, and I ended the night with some coffee. I hope you enjoyed this 4th episode of A YALIE in Japan. If you did, feel free to check out my other episodes, which are linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!